game every year. The family, we used to stay with his old Sunday school teachers.
Really?
Just the sweetest people.
Well, then you need to get some connections and get Tim Tebow to give us a call.
Just the sweetest people, and they say he is the nicest man. Tim is just the nicest man. And I think I remember him actually saying that he appreciated the stomp, dance, whatever routine, because he said something to the effect of, hey, if you've been getting your brakes beat off in a rivalry, you do whatever you got to do to turn it around.
Yep.
And so Tim didn't have any hard feelings toward us, I don't believe.
No.
I will say, though, if you go back and look at the highlight of that 2007 game, Tim Tebow's face during that stomp celebration was priceless.
It was great.
He didn't know what in the world was going on, and neither did any of the rest of us at the time.
I'm telling you, it was.
I remember sitting in the upper deck, and at first I just said, oh, well, there's a few guys celebrating, and then I was like, wait, that's the whole team.
Yep.
That's the whole team on the field.
And they did get a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct, but it was so worth it. It was worth it.
In fairness to Coach Richt, I heard him give his testimony with my grandmother sitting in Prince Avenue Baptist Church, and he said, this was after that celebration occurred, he said that he wanted the 11 guys on the field to do something, possibly just no Sean, doing a little dance or making a symbol or whatever just to get a flag. He did not actually plan for the entire team to storm the field.
But he did not stop it once it happened.
He didn't stop it. He applauded it.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
awesome. Oh, God. Now, with you, we need some strings. Like, we're not the SEC network, but it would be cool to get Tim Tebow down for like once or twice. Just at least talk to him.
He and Kaylee Hartung, the sideline reporter, who is
you would enjoy that, sir.
We might not want to chase that rabbit trail. I will say she is a very beautiful young lady. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah. I've got a date tomorrow night. I'm not getting on that bandwagon. I'm sorry.
By the way, SEC Nation, the SEC Network's equivalent to College Game Day, will be in Athens, I believe, for might be the Vanderbilt game.
Because Vandy beat Georgia last year, didn't they? Or they got close?
Yes, they did beat them. And somebody told me that. And, of course, the SEC Nation crew consists of Joe Tessitore, who's a play-by-play guy, Tim Tebow,
the man,
Paul Feinbaum, who is a radio broadcaster in the Southeast, and Marcus Spears, who played at LSU.
Yeah, we're trying to talk to him, by the way, and get us on there. That'd be cool.
And then there's Kaylee Hartung. And I told a buddy of mine, I said, hey, look, I don't care if they just bring the bus down here and drop Kaylee off in Athens. I'll be fine with that.
Of course you would.
All of those other guys can go do something else, just as long as they drop Kaylee Hartung.
Dude, I'll go talk to Tim Tebow. He's the man. Tim Tebow's now a verb.
Yes.
Tebowing.
Tim
Tebow is a verb.
Yes.
He's no longer a person. He is a verb. What are you doing, Tebowing?
More NFL news, by the way, that I got today. The Browns head coach, his name escapes me right now. It was the Browns offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan, father's Mike, who coached the Broncos for a long time. He actually said that Johnny Manziel would not play this Sunday unless Brian Hoyer got injured.
Oh.
It looks like they're going to go with Brian Hoyer and not the charismatic enigma that is Johnny Football for another week.
Oh.
This could be Johnny not understanding the system. Could be Johnny being ineffective in practice. Could be Johnny's schemes off the field.
It could just be Johnny being Johnny.
Could be Johnny being Johnny. Could be.
That's unfortunate for that poor.
It's because he's a talented guy. He was exciting to watch. I don't know how his game would translate to the pros, but I'm eager to find out.
I am too, but we won't find out this week.
We will not.
Unless Brian
Hoyer gets injured, which you never wish that on anybody.
Negative.
You don't want to see that happen.
Because I don't want to see no money signs flying up in the air.
Absolutely not. None of that regime stuff.
Now my cousin Chad, if he was listening, he is a Johnny Football
fanatic.
He was on the Johnny Football wagon before anybody else was on the Johnny Football wagon.
Yeah. Okay.
So me and my cousin had this thing with bandwagon jumpers, and that's a different story for a different day. But he was on the Johnny bandwagon before anybody else was, and he was right. Very rarely will you ever hear me say Chad Cower was right. But Chad Cower was right.
Oh, wow.
I really hope he doesn't go back and listen to this.
Well, John,
because I'm never going to live that down. It's going to be at Thanksgiving. So was I right, John? Yes, Chad, you were right.
Johnny, he's an interesting individual, and he does what he wants when he wants.
Yes.
He says what he wants when he wants.
Yes.
And in college, on the field, he did what he wanted when he wanted.
Yep. Hey, he was a great quarterback for Texas A&M.
You got the best defense. I remember watching that game in 2012, that Texas A&M Alabama game.
Was that when they beat them?
The best defensive minds in all of college football, in my opinion. Nick Saban, Kirby Smart. You throw Lane Kiffin into the mix now. Well, he's an offensive guy.
Either way.
Oh yeah, you're talking about him being on Alabama staff now. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't mean that as a deal. I meant that. Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
When they went up 20-0 on Alabama in Tuscaloosa,
that right there is when you knew.
I looked at my granddad and I said, "That guy just won the Heisman." Whether Texas A&M won that game or not, I looked at him. I said, "That young man just won himself a Heisman Trophy."
Yep.
Because at the time we're talking about an 18-year-old kid going in and facing what some people call a college NFL feeder program, okay?
Yep.
And, I mean, just absolutely similar to the way Kenny Hill did to South Carolina. Now, in fairness, South Carolina is not Alabama, and they are not 2012 Alabama. But it was the same level of, oh my goodness, what am I watching?
Exactly.
It was the same level of that, and I would be interested to see how that translates to the NFL.
I would too,
because I'd be interested to see how much of that was a product of Kevin Sumlin's system, and how much of that was actually Johnny Football's athletic ability.
Yeah, I'm anxious too because it's college football. Right. Anybody can have a good day.
Sure.
It was one game.
Sure.
So now we got to see, can Johnny Hill or Johnny Trill or whatever they're calling him now. Kenny. What did I say, Johnny?
You said Johnny?
Whatever. They look similar. Listen, now, what do they call him? Trill or something like that now?
It's a hip-hop term.
Oh,
Trill is a hip-hop term.
What does it mean, true and real all at the same time?
It's a combination of the words true and real, and there's a rapper out there named Trill or something that Kenny's a fan of, and he wanted to be called Kenny Trill. Another score update in Walton County, Monroe area, trailing North Cobb 28-6 with 4 minutes left to play until halftime.
Well, there's that.
So the Hurricanes are off to a slow start tonight. I believe that was at the Purple Pit.
No. The Hurricanes are currently in the eye of the storm.
It was on the road at North Cobb. It was on the Hurricanes are on the road at North Cobb tonight, trailing 28-6 just before halftime.
The Braves now take a 1-0 lead over the Rangers in the top of the third. Jason Hayward grounded into a fielder's choice, and that would put B.J. Upton scored. Simmons or Simba got out at second, and that's where your Braves lead the Rangers 1-0 in the top of the third.
Fighting for that wild card, man.
We need something. Fans are re-entering the stadium. Hallelujah. We're about to get football back underway at 8:42.
Coaches are on the field again. I believe those are our guys, are they? Or are they Heritage guys?
Down here close to us, that's Heritage.
Those are Heritage coaches.
Yes, our coaches are in
the head official is taking the field again. We will find out what all this means and come right back to you here on the Loganville Radio Network as we look like we're about to get back underway.
In the market for a new home? Then look no further than my boy Cameron Snell. Hey, it's Josh, and I bought my house from him, and it is awesome. He really listens to your needs and wants, but he fits it in your budget. You can reach him at 404-455-2549. Cameron Snell, Realtor Extraordinaire. That number again, 404-455-2549. And don't wait, because your dream house is waiting. Cameron Snell, Loganville's most trusted realtor.
It's a broncs in the blood, it's a steers in the mud, and they call the thing rodeo. Wow, wow.
Hey, it's the voice of the Devils, Josh Truby, and come hang out with me live at the 3rd Annual Corn Dogs Rodeo, September 19th and 20th. Doors open at 6, and the chutes open at 8.
He's got a split finger wrap and his rope pulled way too tight.
Come see some of the best bull riders and barrel racers in town. The 3rd Annual Corn Dogs Rodeo.
Good ride, cowboy, good ride.
To find out more, go to corndogs.com. Corn Dogs Corn Maze. Come and get lost.
Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
after the game, join the voice of the Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Tyler Cloud at Johnny's Pizza in Loganville for the Johnny's Pizza 5th Quarter Show Live.
Live, pal.
There'll be giveaways, interviews, and much more. Plus, the Johnny's Player of the Game.
How neat is that?
What? Johnny's Pizza, your home for pizza, subs, wings, and the Fifth Quarter Show.
Hello and welcome, Red Devil fans. This is Mike Robinson, principal of Loganville High School. You're listening to the Red Devil Radio Network with the voice of the Devils, Josh Truby.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I can do this now. Network. You're home for what? Clutch coverage.
Clutch coverage. Everybody in the booth just got a nice little laugh out of a.
Totally tweeting that. At Red Devil Radio 1. Coverage.
Oh, the text messages we get during commercial breaks.
Dude. Is the man. Hey, you need to tag us in that post, Brett.
That is great.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Great.
Oh.
Thank you, Eric Hegwood, listening from Gwinnett Medical Hospital with the hashtag clutch text message.
Hashtag clutch.
That is awesome.
Oh, that was fantastic. Woo.
That is great, great stuff there.
If nothing else, that made my night.
Oh, man. All right, well, we got the head officials on the field. The Heritage Patriots are running through drills just like pregame. Really, it felt like we saw this about 2 hours ago.
That's right, but we got to switch feeds here in a second.
Yes, we're going to switch feeds. We're going to come right back to you after we switch feeds with the rest of the first quarter and the rest of the ball game right here on the Red Devil Radio Network.